and welcome to Radio Friends on Thursday, November the 3rd. We start, first of all, with CHRISTINE SEITZ. And you know what? Today, she's sitting down and we're talking instead of singing. Good to have you here, CHRISTINE.
Good to see you again, Paul.
You're here, though, to tell us about a special event that you have coming up with ShowMe Opera. Right?
Yes, our Fall Opera Scenes program will be on November 11th and 12th at the Missouri Theater, 7 o'clock both nights.
So what are you doing?
We're doing a program of 13 scenes drawn from different operas. Wow. Most particularly, a couple of scenes from Mozart's The Magic Flute, which is one of the most popular operas of all time.
Yeah, it seems so strange because you always bring at least a couple of singers with you, and we just couldn't work that out today.
We didn't have time this year, but that's okay. They're singing beautifully, and this program is full of wonderful floating melodies and complete comic hijinks. I've got both kinds of scenes in here and some very serious scenes. We have one in particular in the second half of our program from Stravinsky's opera, The Rake's Progress, which takes place in a graveyard where the devil, named Nick Shadow in our opera, is offering poor Tom 3 opportunities to guess a card, and if he guesses all 3 of them right, he can live.
Oh, and if he doesn't,
his
soul
curtains
belongs
for him.
to the devil.
Exactly.
Oh.
So it's full of high drama. Some really.
Does the devil
comic
win
scenes.
or not?
I'm not giving that secret out.
All
Come see it, our scene show.
So what else have you got? How many different operas are you doing?
13 different scenes from 11 different operas. So Mozart's Magic Flute is in this list. Pagliacci, which is a wonderful Italian opera. It takes place in the early 20th century. A beautiful soaring love duet. A crazy scene from Donizetti's Elixir of Love, where Nemorino thinks he's drinking a love elixir, but it's really a bottle of red wine, and so he ends up really drunk. But he just happened to inherit a lot of money, so all the town girls mob him like as if he's Elvis.
Yeah. Okay.
A scene from Rossini's Barber of Seville, which is just a crazy madcap comedy. A scene from Verdi's Masked Ball, where Renato, who's the prime minister of the country, is upset with the king because the king has a thing for his wife. Although they've not done anything about it, Renato is ready to kill him. And so he allies himself with 2 revolutionaries who really do want to kill the king, and they make a pact for murder. Well, this is all in that opera. It's really incredible.
So 13 different operas are being featured. And if you're concerned about not being able to understand them, you have the translations up on screen,
We have super titles, yes. So everything is translated line by line.
I didn't realize that till the last time. So don't worry, just go and enjoy the beautiful singing, the beautiful music, and you will understand everything that's said by reading the dialogue.
Yeah.
Okay. The date and the time again is?
Friday, November 11th, and Saturday, November 12th, each night at 7 p.m. at the Missouri Theater.
And do you have a different cast each evening, or is it the same cast for both shows?
A couple of the scenes are the same cast for both shows, and then other scenes are different cast for different nights.
And how do they get tickets?
Tickets are at the Missouri Theater box office or online at concertseries.org. Tickets for this show are very reasonable, $5 a person.
Okay. CHRISTINE SEITZ, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Paul.
Next time you'll bring them on and sing.
Yes,
All
absolutely.
Right. Now, we go from opera to street stories and a glimpse of the homeless. And I'm going to introduce you to Nora Dietzel. Good to have you here, Nora.
Thank you.
And Caryl, Bryan. Now, last year, is this the second year you've done this production? Street Stories. Tell me about it.
Well, this year it's a little different from last year. Last year was a one-act play, and this year is small vignettes of poetry and dramatic scenes and music and dance, all portraying different aspects of homelessness.
Living on the streets. This was written locally? Was this written locally?
Yes, this was written by a lot of different contributors, each bringing their own little vignette to the production.
So the people who wrote this were homeless people?
Some of them are based on interviews of actual local homeless people, or personal experiences.
Yeah.
my own contribution is a personal experience with a family member. So these are based on actual experiences.
Yeah, it really hits home, doesn't it? Because you realize when you talk about this, that it's local. It hits home. And you were going to say something, Caryl.
Well, my contribution has to do with the people who work with homeless people, volunteers and case managers who actually work with homeless, who are trying to do something about their situation.
And you know, many of the people that are homeless, it's not their choice at all.
No.
They don't want to be homeless, but fate has kind of thrown them a curveball. And it's up to us as human beings in our society to try to reach out and help as much as we can. And going to a production like this and seeing firsthand and hearing firsthand what it's like to live on the street perhaps will help inspire all of us to want to help a little bit more.
And the words that they will hear are by and large actual words that have been spoken or thoughts that have been thought by people who are homeless or families of people who are homeless or people who work with people who are homeless.
What kind of response did you have after last year's production?
It was a miracle. We did the production primarily to raise awareness. We thought we'd be lucky if we had 100 people each night. We had 230 one night and 250 the other night, and we raised $5,000 that was split between Room at the Inn and Turning Point, the day center for homeless people.
Yeah, so there was some divine intervention there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. You didn't expect that at all.
I don't know.
But somebody was looking down from up there and said, "You know what? This is a good cause. We're gonna make this work." Well, I wish you the very best of luck. Again, this year it's November the 18th, 19th, and 20th. How do people get tickets?
They can get tickets at everyeventgives/homeless stories, which is a website for tickets. They can also go to Facebook. We'll have a Facebook event, and they can search Street Stories. And they can call me at 573-673-8435.
Okay, and the location is where?
Is at First Christian Church
First
in the
Christian Church.
Sanctuary at 10th and Walnut in Columbia.
Okay, First Christian Church, 10th and Walnut, and it's November the 18th, 19th, and 20th. Can you get tickets at the door also?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Street Stories, Glimpse of the Homelessness. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
by. Nora
Thank you.
and
We appreciate
Caryl,
it.
it's a pleasure having you here. Best of luck with
Glad
the
to be
event,
here.
okay? Out of time for today. See you tomorrow. Bye.